Hello and welcome to a Bergkamp Wonderland, an Arsenal podcast. I'm Gimli and tonight my guests are... First up, he's fat and he's hairy. It's Danny the GFP.
I'm neither fat nor hairy. I've had a body transplant.
Oh,
My name's
I've seen those
Victoria, and
pictures
I've got
of you
big
in
blonde
the bar.
boobs. No, that was years ago. I've changed. I've got a
It doesn't
24
really-
pack multi-pack of crisps by the side of me, in case I get peckish.
How many packets do you reckon you'll eat before?
I had 5 when I got up.
5?
Yeah.
So technically you had 5 packets of crisps for breakfast.
And a banana and a cup of coffee. They're only small
Fucking-
bags though. Actually, no, I had 4. They're only small. They're multi-pack ones. They're tiny.
Let's move on to someone I respect. Next up is the Don Daddy. It's Geoff Arsenal.
Hello, Gim. I was just thinking, Danny don't get up till about 6 o'clock at night, though, does he?
So technically it's dinner.
Dinner time, exactly.
That's
Supper.
perfectly acceptable.
Call it supper in London.
Oh, on what time do you go to bed, Danny?
Usually get into bed about 4 or 5, and then I turn the bit of YouTubing of various things. And usually lay down about 7 a.m. But today I was awake at half 12. Then I went back to sleep.
To be honest with you, I'm stunned. Absolutely stunned.
How you doing anyway, Jim?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. You know,
Yeah, cool. Okay.
mustn't grumble. Next up, Leaks and Dragons. It's Jason Davies.
Hello.
Same old troublemakers, just a different week.
You know what it's like? Can't keep us away.
Does he know they're
Yeah,
1-0 up?
Not being funny, my stream is way behind.
Oh,
my
you're
stream
not then.
is way behind.
It's
I
0-0.
would have... Oh, you cunt.
Word. Oh.
You know, he's winding me up
Lovely
already.
goal, left-footed volley from Joe Allen.
Shall we introduce our last guest?
Yeah, move on. I'm in tears, yeah.
From ABW Radio, we've had the budget pirate. We've now got the budget beard. It's John Walsh.
Hello.
How
Budget
are you?
beard. Fucking seriously, Dom started this joke like weeks ago, and it's just not going to go away now, is it?
No,
It's going to stick forever.
but you shaved it off though, didn't you?
Oh, that was a long time ago. It's grown back. It's not as big as it was. I don't know why
Oh.
Dom's giving me stick. He can't even grow a fucking moustache.
Do you have plans to grow it back in its entirety?
Well, international break. There's not a lot else to do, really, is there? So I'll give it a go.
Yeah, I think you've got to. Right then, we'll move on and we'll go over to Danny, who has all the scores across the board, a loan watch and an injury watch.
There's not been much youth football. The last under-23 games, we beat Chelsea 2-1 at their place a couple of weeks ago. But in the under-18s, Spurs 2, Arsenal 4. What a ding-dong of a game that was. Spurs went 1-0 up, then it was 1-1, then 2-1, and then it was 2-2, and then the game looked like it was over. 90th minute, Teller scored a goal for us to make it 3-2, and then Coyle scored in the 95th minute, 4-2. Good night, sweetheart. There you go, top of the league, bish bash bosh, job done, as they used to say in brushstrokes. The ladies' last game was the 11th of September. We lost 1-0 to Man City because they're shitbags. So there's not been much football going on. I know there's international football at the moment. England under-21s. No, the England under...
No, never mind about that. Joe Allen's
He
struck a
hasn't.
beauty.
Has he?
Thank you, mate.
Breaking
I'm happier
news.
now.
I'm not going to tell you it again now that I know you want to stream. I'm watching
Sorry,
it.
bro.
I shall wait until you've... Yeah. Shame about Bale breaking both his legs. Anyway, never mind. Moving on.
Fuck off.
The under-17s, I think they beat Germany 8-1 in the Croatian Cup tournament to obviously win it. And I think we had one Arsenal player come off the bench, and other than that, we had nothing to do with it. But it's good to see them doing well. As it goes for the injury, Ramsey, Coquelin, Giroud, Perez, all due back any day now. Mertesacker, 2 months. Welbeck, 3 months. And Akpom, chuppa chuppa. He's out for 4 whole months. Such a shame. Anyway, Loan Watch. Wilshere played in Bournemouth's 2-2 draw with Watford. He came off after 74 minutes, missed an absolute sitter from the left-hand side of the post. Left foot volley, you think he would have got it on target. He didn't, he hit the post. So, never mind. Good game, though. Troy Deeney played well as usual. Callum Chambers, he's now started 2 games in a row at centre-back for Middlesbrough. Both games he played the full 90 minutes. 1-1 at West Ham. The dying stadium. Oh dear, that's funny. Super Dan Crowley, future England legend. Pointless in being on loan at Oxford, but he has moved onto the bench for the last 2 games and not played either of them. They beat Bolton 2-0 away. Glenn Kamara, He played 2 games this week. He played in the English Football League Trophy, and they lost 2-1 at home to Colchester under-23s. And I think he played the full 90 minutes, which is unbelievable, Geoff. And then he played in Carlisle to Colchester United. Neil, we've come on for the last 5 minutes, but that is League 2, and yeah, it's terrible that he's only getting 5 minutes at that level. Ryan Huddart, again, another utterly fucking pointless loan. He was on the bench for 3-3 with Woking, and there was no information available in the 3-0 home win against Maidstone. They've just changed their manager, so maybe he's no longer in favour. Super John Terrell, future Spanish legend. Again, another utterly fucking pointless loan. He was on the bench again as they lost 1-0 at home to Leganes. Oh, Jesus. Probably messed that up. Julio Zalego, as he's known to his friends. He was on the bench as Mallorca lost 3-1 away at Lugo. Again, a pointless loan because he's not ever playing. Takuma Asano, I think he may well have got injured in the last game because he wasn't in the squad for their 4-0 home win against Greta Firth. Lovely lady. Szczesny played as usual the full 90 minutes in Roma's 2-1 home win against Inter Milan. Oh, another number 7. What team's that for? Oh, it's the others. Yeah, they beat Inter Milan 2-1. Both goals probably offside.
He was very good in that game.
Oh, you watched it because we're Inter Milan fans, aren't we? How did he get on?
Yes, he was really, really good. It would have been a lot more. Well, Inter would have scored quite a few goals if it weren't for him. He pulled off some great saves in the game.
Oh, what did you just type? Arsenal ladies are playing tonight. You've just typed in the window that I ignored.
Yeah, they're beating Doncaster Rovers Bells, which I think was the old team that got demoted, weren't they?
Yeah, they're in the back up
kicked
again.
out for Man City.
That's
yeah,
it.
we're 1-0 up. Daniel Carter.
Oh,
got the
good.
goal.
And a young Arsenal loanee is playing up front for Doncaster. I can't remember her name. And she was at my daughter's school. She went to Hinchinbrook, and she is a year above Sean. And she knows her. And she's played. That's why Tim Stillman was tweeting about her. Ah, there you go. All makes sense in the end. Joel Campbell looks like he's having another fucking disastrous loan. Sporting Lisbon drew 3-3 away at Victoria Guimarães, and he was on the bench. I think he might not well be in with a manager there. They're not having a great season either. Tafari Moore, no information at him at Utrecht. I don't think they've played any games. Stephen Moore and Kalichi are both with Maastricht. Stephen O'Connor came on in their 2-1 home win against Canberra. He played 1 minute, and Kalichi was on the bench. Utterly fucking pointless. There you go. And that's it, Gimli. I've got an Ozil watch here for when we do move on to that stunning game, which was Burnley.
There's a lot of positivity tonight. I feel like we've gone from loads of positivity to quite a few negatives, to be honest. It's quite depressing.
Oh,
but we shall move on then. And our first topic of conversation tonight is the 1-0 away win against Burnley. John, if you'd like to give us a little bit of a synopsis on the game.
Yeah, there weren't a great deal to talk about. First half, we were typical sort of game that you'd expect. Keep the ball, passing it around, but no real penetrations, all a bit slow and sluggish. Thought we looked a little bit tired, maybe from the Champions League, and he hasn't changed his team around too much. So maybe just the season catching up with him a little bit from the start. Second half was a bit better, sped up and stuff. Burnley had a couple of half decent chances, to be fair. Sam Vokes had a decent header, but other than that, they sat back all game and really restricted any sort of movement we had through the middle. I don't think we used the width well enough. And we got the really lucky, well, a bit of luck with the goal late on, like 93rd minute, wasn't it? Koscielny's goal. A debate over whether he was offside and whether Oxlade-Chamberlain had touched it and everything else. I think they cleared it up in the end, and it was there was nothing wrong with it. But in terms of performance, it was pretty poor, and I think a few players were off their game on the day. Like Ozil wasn't particularly great. I thought Iwobi was a little bit in and out of things. The one good thing was that we didn't really look like conceding too much, other than the Vokes chance. I thought the defence was very good, what they had to deal with, and Mustafi had a real battle on his hands with Vokes up front, and he seems to be quite enjoying it. And where we've seen sort of Koscielny in the past be a little bit reckless and try and win the ball too early and too high up the pitch, Mustafi seems to be doing that now. and Koscielny sitting back deeper, which we like to see him doing that sort of sweeper role. He's got the pace to cover, so I think defensively we were pretty decent, but yeah, just a little bit off the pace. But most important thing was we got the 3 points, obviously, because Man City slipping up. For once, the scumbags doing us a favour there, because they ain't going to stay up above us for very long, are they? But not a great game to watch.
No. I mean, I think there's probably only really one place we can start with the game, and that's probably the most important thing that happened in the game. Well, for us, that was the goal. So I'd like to go to you next, Geoff. What did you make of the goal?
Well, I mean, the game itself, I think we were obviously a little bit leggy from the Basel game, which was a fantastic performance. We was passing the ball about fine. It was good. It was all look. I think they played quite well offensively with regard to getting up to the final third, and then all of a sudden you had that 11 men behind the ball. I've got to say, if Burnley defend like that for the rest of the season, there's no way that they're going to be anywhere near relegation, because they was absolutely brilliant. They didn't put a foot wrong until the 92nd or 93rd minute, whenever it was, when we scored the goal and they left the two people on the back post just free. Now, whether it was a goal or not, I don't think it was offside. The handball, if it was the other way round and it was a defender doing that, would he get a handball? Would it be a penalty? I really don't know. But at the end of the day, we scored. We found a way to win, and we got the 3 points. And what a relief that was as well, because it did look like we were going to drop 2 points at Burnley, because it would have been a lost 2 points if we only nicked a point up there. But thank God we got the goal. And it's one man will say it's a goal, the next man will say it's not a goal, it's offside, or it's a handball. I don't know. You've got to let them get on with it. And thank God we've had a little bit of luck, haven't we, of late, getting penalties and stuff like that. Whereas last season, everything seemed to be going against us early doors. So let's just hope that continues, because it makes a hell of a lot of difference on the confidence going into the next match. When you get 3 points in the bag.
No, definitely so. Jason, do you personally think it was a goal, or do you think we got really, really lucky?
Look, as Geoff said, okay, it's for one man's a goal, for somebody else it's not. For me, if it's your club scoring that, it's a goal all day long. It's ball to hand. He could not pull his hand at the way of that, his arm at the way. It's come off his elbow, for crying out loud. Okay, if Burnley had scored it, they'd all be moaning, oh, same old Arsenal, always pissing and moaning. If we moaned about it, fuck them. It's a goal. It's a decent goal, okay, Yes, we're a bit lucky, but hell, we deserve a bit of luck, Did we get a penalty at all last season? I don't think we did we, in the league?
We got one.
One penalty all season in the league. Somebody somewhere was taking the piss. The Southampton game last year, 3 of those goals were travesties. Decisions going against us. So let's take it on, let's take the luck. I don't even think it's good luck. I think we're making our luck. We kept on going. We kept on trying. We weren't good on the day. We were fairly bang average, but we kept on plugging away until the final whistle, and we got our just desserts. Stuff them. People, the pundits on Match of the Day, etc. They're always going to piss and moan at us. Well, they can go fuck themselves.
I think they deserved it, though, don't you, Jason?
Yeah,
I think they deserved the 3 points.
I genuinely do, G. I tell you what, okay, we kept on going. Yeah, we weren't at the top of our game, but we kept on plugging away. It's great to see it. You don't get anything by not trying, and they kept on going. As Sean Dyche said at the end of the game, they switched off at the corner. Because they weren't doing that earlier on. They weren't switching off earlier on. They switched off at the last moment, and they paid the price. How many times have we suffered from that over the years?
It's true. And you know what? We was the only team that was trying to win that game, wasn't we, really? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I got no problem with their tactics. None whatsoever, okay? They're not blessed with the squad we are. They're not blessed with the footballers we are. No. They've got what they've... like when we played Bayern last season, okay, we sat in and defended. Okay, yeah, we tried to catch them on the counter, but let's be honest, we were playing a rear guard action. Right? We were lucky enough on the day to win that. They were unlucky this week on Sunday. They lost, but it's their own fault for switching off. Stuff them.
But like you said, and John has said, defensively we've been really good, haven't we? We look like we've got a proper defence now for a change. This Mustafi's coming, and he does look like a beast.
But he's a great organiser, isn't he?
Yeah, he does a lot of talking, doesn't he? And he does look like he's played for us for a number of years. It's incredible, really.
He looks like he's come in and he's leading the line. He just looks as if he's taken over the captaincy of that back five.
It's very true.
I love him.
It does seem like he's added something to us. I definitely agree. It seems like the Koss-Mustafi partnership is something that's been around for ages. And from my point of view, it's nice to have an assured central defensive partnership with Czech behind them. I mean, we never would have thought we'd have had that, would we? But was there any other standout performers from the game? Anyone that impressed you or maybe played above themselves?
I was a little bit disappointed with Mesut, to be honest with you. His passing has been a little bit sloppy since the start of the season, hasn't it? I don't know whether the rest of the panel would agree with that. I mean, I love him, don't get me wrong, and I'm not talking about dropping him. Maybe he's not really living up to his high standards of note, at the moment.
We're saying that his Opta stats are brilliant. 90% success pass rate. 72 out of 80 shots. Fucking hell, that'd have been a game and a half. Passes were on target. He had 4 shots, 1 on target, 2 blocked, 1 missed. 99 touches, but he got an Opta rating of 6.69. So, I agree with Geoff. He has been a bit quiet, but he can pull the strings. He doesn't have to be good if he's pulling the strings and everyone else is having a good game. Maybe it's going to take him a few. He'll come into it when the likes of Sanchez and Theo will have a dry patch, which they undoubtedly will, like all players do. No one goes an entire season playing fantastically, so maybe he's just pacing himself. He doesn't need to go and be the Ozil he was at this point last season, where he'd got 18 assists up to Christmas. Hopefully there's no need for him to do that. But some interesting stats coming from the game. We had 18 shots in total. 1 hit the woodwork, 3 were on target, 8 were off target, and 7 were blocked. So that's just the usual thing of their goalkeeper, Tom Heaton, been playing out of his skin against us. Possession-wise, we had 67% possession. And that's mental. They only had a 70% pass success rate. We had 86, and we had 15 dribbles. Tackles. Now they had 24 tackles against our 18. We had 6 corners. They had 2. It's just one of those games where you've just got to grind it out. That's always a sign of a successful team, is a team that can go and grind out an away result against this. And was it you, Geoff, that's saying if they play like this all season, they're not going down? Was it you, Jace?
No, me, yeah.
That's a very good point and very true. You go and see these. In their last few games, I think they beat Watford and they beat Liverpool 2-0. So quite frankly, looking at that, I'd have been happy if we'd have gone there and we'd have got a 0-0. Then I'd have been, that's not a bad result looking at what they've done.
I think you got to give Burnley credit. Definitely. Honestly, they really, really played well. They set up really, really well, and we just couldn't penetrate them. It was unbelievable, and they just didn't make a mistake until the last 3 minutes. It was mental, really, and I do think there's no way they're going to go down. And I think it's you have got to give these teams credit. It's so hard. Like 2 years ago, we'd have got beat because we'd have gone gung ho trying to get the goal. And got caught on the break, gone 1-0 down, then would have been fucked,
I totally agree. And I think, the point to make of it, Mesut, he was quiet on the night. He wasn't as effective as he's been. To be fair to Burnley, when you look at the aerial shots of the game, they had 2 banks of 4. They were set up really well. They were really, really disciplined. Our creative players had a tough day in the day. Santi wasn't effective. Mesut, he just looked as if he'd been strangled out of the game.
Bellerin was quiet as well. I mean, looking at the Opta stats, Ozil 6'7", Bellerin 6'5", Iwobi 6'5", and Cazorla 6'8". There are 4 lowest players. Which is quite weird. Our best ones were Koscielny 8'4", and Mustafi 8'7", man of the match.
I mean,
I-
Alexis was starved, wasn't he? You see him
Yeah.
dropping deeper and deeper and
Yeah.
deeper, trying to get on into the game.
To be fair, I mean, you know, the guys up front had a really tough day at the office. You know, I loved as John said, I loved the Mustafi Vokes battle. It was a proper sort of 80s football battle.
Yeah, it's true.
And they seemed to be relishing at the pair of them. But the player who again is impressing me was Theo Walcott.
Yeah, fair play to him.
You know, I'm quick enough to give the boy stick, okay? You got to give the plaudits out as well. He kept on working hard. He kept on having a go. You know, it was a tough day, as I say, for everybody up front. You saw poor Warby. Warby did not have a good game, you know? He really struggled, but, you know, it's a good learning test for him. And Theo once again shows he's up for the fight this season, which is great. I don't know what you thought, John. I mean, you know, I was really impressed.
I've criticised him quite a fair bit, to be honest, especially last season. But we've been talking about it a lot on the radio show, how he's improved this year. And like in this game, you know, the forwards didn't shine that much because Burnley defended so well. But he worked really hard. You know, he tracked back when he needed to. He was trying to cover Bellerin, and he was always making the good runs that you want to see him do, and trying to make the movement and create something. But yeah, this season, if he keeps his head down and plays like that the rest of the season, then brilliant. That's all I want from him. I don't want to get overexcited because he's done this in little spells before and then completely gone off the boil. But if he's playing like that, that's blinding. He'll keep his spot on the right hand side and no one will budge him from it. I think the one thing in this game, as good as Burnley defended, if we'd have had Giroud available, I think it could have made a bit of a difference, just because you can then pump a ball in the box and then, you know, Alexis can run onto a knockdown, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Might have been just to have something a little bit different, because when Bellerin got the ball wide, there isn't really anyone. There's no point swinging a ball in with Alexis or Walcott running in the middle when you've got, you know, that lad Keane and me at the back for Burnley, who were really good in the air on a day. So I think it was just a little bit of lack of options up front we were maybe missing just to mix it up, and we might have got the goal earlier then. But yeah, full credit to Burnley, but I thought Walcott was probably one of the standout players, definitely from the forward line anyway.
Right then, what we like to do is we like to ask you an out of 10 rating on how pleased you are with Arsenal this week. So if for those of you that didn't listen last week, you can either have like a 6.7 or an 8.5 or a 10 if you're really happy.
Surprisingly, no one has stolen it yet. They usually steal all of our best ideas. It's quite strange.
It's one that's gone unnicked so far, but I imagine AFTV will probably have it next week. So
I don't think the problem is
them.
most of them couldn't count to 10. That's where the issue is.
Ugh.
So everybody just stamp your feet. So, how happy you are, just stamp your paw on the floor.
We need to move on before there's obscenities.
Ooh.
So, right, Danny, out of 10.
Because I got this wrong last time. I thought it was overall for the season. It's not. It's for this last week. I'm going to give it a... we had an away win against a very hard team. I'm going to give it a 9.4. That's pretty good, isn't it?
A 9 point... Oh.
4. Did I?
4.
Yeah, I think
You went, oh.
Did I? Maybe I
Yeah.
was just overly excited. I'll listen
like
back
a
to
sex
this.
noise.
I reckon it was you and your dodgy bloody headphones again.
I don't reckon it was. I reckon it was you being pervy.
You shut your face.
See you later, alligator. In a while, paedophile.
Oi.
Jace?
We played poorly and we got a win. I'm over the moon. 10 out of 10.
Wonderful. Jeff?
Are you on mute,
Geoff?
Oi, Arsenal!
Oh, sorry.
Damn dog!
I was watching the Irish game as well. You know, over the week, I think we had the Chelsea game, clean sheet. Basel game, clean sheet. Burnley game, clean sheet. I mean, why would you not give it a 10?
No, that's perfectly fine, Jeff. That's your assessment on it. John?
I'm going to go 8.1 because I'm greedy because I wanted more goals.
That's the only reason I didn't give it more.
Should have had more. Should have scored more in the Burnley game, and we should have scored more in the Basel game, and Chelsea as well. Actually,
Yeah,
we should have battered them about 10-0.
Fair enough. I'm going for a 9.7, and that's because I'm pretty happy that we're grinding out these kind of results. We never go to Turf Moor and win by many, but the fact that we've got a win is just another 3 points in the bag, so I couldn't be happier. Danny,
Yes.
what's next? Some listener questions, and then we'll do another topic before we.
I'm waiting
we're
for
out.
Jason to squeal.
Why is he squealing?
I'm not being funny. My stream has still got some Austrian guy feigning injury. The dirty fuckers.
Right, the average rating for this week is 9.44. That's not bad, is it?
That's quite good.
It is.
Did you do that maths yourself?
No, I used a calculator. In fact, last week what I didn't use a calculator. I just changed my score so it rounded it up to an even number, then divided it by 10, and then halved it to divide it by 2. Then that's what I got. So, yes, what are we doing now, Mr. Gimli?
We're going to do some listener questions.
Oh, we are. I tell you, we've got some right beauts. Right, first of all, starting off with Mark Blondal. In a drinking contest between you guys, who would win and why? Well, first of all, I'd come last because I don't drink. In fact, in the summer I had half a bottle of Copperberg and I had to stop drinking it because I felt a bit woozy. So who do you reckon would win in the drink out?
I'd probably finish just behind you because I don't drink anymore. If this was counted as when I still was drinking, I don't know. I'd always back the Welshman, to be honest.
Well, he's on his own, mate, because I had a drink for 25 years, so.
And I'm quite happy to say that I beat you all in a drug off, and Jace can have the drink off.
Boys. I went out with work last Friday, couple of pints lunchtime, straight out of work, 6:30 in the morning, I left the pub. I'm winning that competition hands fucking down.
Yeah.
But then, in all fairness, I've had the nights as well where I've had 3 pints and I felt really woozy. Oh, by the way, boys, what a great goal. It's hilarious.
Was it 2-0?
2-1. And now Tivich scored. It's just like, it's a Stoke playoff, yeah. It's hit the keeper.
I like him, Arnautovic.
Yeah, he's a decent player.
Apart from
But
what he did to Debuchy.
Budget Zlatan. Yeah. He's a budget Zlatan, mate.
to be fair, at the moment, Zlatan's a budget
How old is he? How old is he, Arnautovic? How old is he?
30 odd.
Oh, is he?
I think, I'm sure he's.
I think he's about 26, 27.
Is he that young? I thought he's older than that.
No, I
remember him being a pain in the arse when he was at Inter Milan.
Oh, he's 27.
Oh, there you go. But no, it's at the defender and gone back in. It's great. It is. It's like Coco the Clown does football.
Absolute shame. Right, so Jace wins that. And I don't think there are many. I think OG would give you a run for your money because he likes a tipple, doesn't he?
Well, we're going to find out next Saturday.
Lord Hillwood, I think he'd be in the running as well, mate.
He's not been drinking for a while.
He's a lagging boat. I always see pictures of him in Poland, mate, in Warsaw, ripping up the gap.
He's been on the celery again.
To be fair, I wouldn't even consider it a competition. I would consider it a good night out.
Right. Janzeb Shaheen, a regular on the radio. Thank you very much. 20 years of arson. What's your worst memory you have of him, i.e. a game where his decisions have angered you? Right, I'll answer this one while you lot are thinking. The one that angered me the most was the 6-0 away to Chelsea, and I actually lost a load of Twitter followers that day because some of them that I'd known for years because I just lost the plot, and that was just fucking bullshit. The most angry I've ever been, and I was at the Champions League final, and I was at the final against Liverpool, and I was at the final against Chelsea.
Hold up. We had a player sent off.
Don't care.
Yeah, we were crap.
You line everyone up in front of the goal. You don't let in 6 goals away to them fucks. It's ridiculous. He was too busy fucking around with his zip. He had no idea what was going on. We were getting ruined. You just go all defensive, and he didn't. I know we were down to 10 men.
That's harsh, dude.
And the referee was on there. They had 13 men, 12 men including the referee. But yeah, I've just answered the question. That's when I was most angry. Have you picked one, Geoff?
No, I'm trying to think, mate.
I got one.
Oh, go on, John.
He's never made you angry, has he, Geoff?
No, not really. I don't think he has, honestly. Never. The team have.
Go on, John.
The 2004 the FA Cup game against Man United. Just chuck the game. Don't care about it. Just chuck it because you knackered the team out, and then we went out to Chelsea the year we should have won the Champions League because the team were bollocks for that Chelsea game in the second leg. Should have just thrown the FA Cup.
Was that the first semi-final we played at the new Wembley?
That was the... Oh, was it the... Yeah, it was the new Wembley, wasn't it? Yeah, because we had Chelsea... It was that horrible week where we were obviously doing great in the league. Oh no, sorry, we had Liverpool in the league coming up as well, and we went out the FA Cup and the Champions League all in the space of about 5 days or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Just chuck the FA Cup. We'd won it enough
Three
times
games.
by then.
Got done 3 games in 1 week, didn't we? I
Yeah,
think.
just chuck the FA Cup. No one cared about that. We should have won the Champions League that year. Mourinho would have never won it with Porto. The myth around him would never have been created.
Yeah.
He'd be fucking manager in
What
Russia
am I
or
on
somewhere.
about our first semi-final at the new Wembley? Bloody, that's 2004. We were still playing in Cardiff then. I'm forgetting it's 2016 now, isn't it? What the fuck am I on about?
I found one anyway.
You know what I
for
meant
your-
anyway.
Oh, go on,
for
Geoff.
your info. The League Cup final against Chelsea when he put all the kids out when he should have put a little bit more experience in there because although we had a great the kids really done well all the way up to the final and even in the final when we went 1-0 up didn't we? Theo scored, didn't he? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Walcott goal, yeah.
And then we ran out of gas. The kids just didn't have the experience to win. I mean, Chelsea were fully loaded at the time. If he'd have played a couple of more experienced players, I think we'd have beat them 2 or 3 at the time. And it's regretful because the League Cup. Has he won the League Cup? He hasn't, has he?
No,
he hasn't.
No, that was
No.
the game where I decided I wasn't renewing my season tickets.
We never do well in the League Cup. It's amazing, isn't it?
Well,
Fucking-
we've thrown it away though, haven't we? You know, let's be
Yeah.
fair.
Luton.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you. For me, the Champions League final. That's. I don't know if a lot you guys may disagree with me here, okay? And I respect your point if you do, right? But I thought Reyes had done enough in the lead up in the games against Juventus and Real to earn a spot in that Champions League final, and I was fucking
In
disgusted.
front of who, though, Jace?
Well, Bobby Perez, isn't it? You know,
You're joking.
Look, not being funny. I thought Reyes had a major hand in getting us there. He was on fire. His Opta stats, etc., and his influence on the game and relieving pressure when we were under pressure, he was superb against Real Madrid.
Yeah, you know, he would have come off after 15 minutes, though, didn't you?
I know. This is the point, okay? This isn't anger; it's more frustration, okay? And I was really disgusted that he picked that twat Ashley Cole. We knew he was going. He'd already met with Mourinho. Okay, he'd already met with him. We knew he was going. You know? And okay, maybe we'd have lost, but at least we'd have lost with guys who wanted to be at the fucking club. At least we'd have lost with players who wanted to be at the club. And picking Ashley Cole that night, it made me feel sick to my stomach. It really did.
World-class player, though, Jace. You can't
I can't argue that point at all, G. I can't. Like I say, I
Can't
respect.
cut your nose to spite your face, mate. It's the Champions League final. Come on.
To be honest with you, I think we'd have had more of Matt Flam on the night. You know, it's one of those things. It's a personal thing to me. You know, I just thought Reyes had done enough. He deserved it. And we've all spoken about our love of Bobby Perez. You know, you're not going to get a finer footballer to have played in the Arsenal shirt. You're just not. He was something special. I know.
Bergkamp didn't even get to come on as a sub, did he?
Exactly, but you know,
Fair.
you had you had Ashley Cole, who was going. He was out the fucking door. You know, he had his cases packed, and that to me, it just left a bad taste in the mouth. You know, if we'd have won it, I may have felt differently.
We had five turncoats that night. Toure, Cole, Fabregas, Henry, and Van Persie. Them 5 turncoats. I don't think anybody turned up on the night, did they? The whole thing was just
Well,
a disaster.
no, but you know, but after the sending off, we were screwed, don't we?
Oh, we
were screwed.
Then
And let's be honest, okay,
No.
right?
I think we was unlucky, mate. I think
Yeah,
we should have been 2-0 up, mate. We should have been 2-0 up, definitely.
And I thought the referee might as well have taken the corners for them.
Well, wasn't it an offside goal? Wasn't it an offside goal, Eto?
Eto,
You know,
yeah.
I've never seen that game apart from being there live. I've not even watched it
no,
on
nor
television.
have I.
Yeah,
No,
our goal came from Abue's dive, didn't it, for that free kick because he weren't touched at all.
Yeah.
But what got me, I had to leave the pub. I had to. I was about to hit somebody. I was so upset.
Yeah.
You feel like a child. You don't know whether to cry, you have a tantrum. I remember feeling like oh God, I felt sick
Well, it
to my stomach.
upset the gods, didn't it? Did you drive back, Jeff? Because the thunderstorm
Yeah,
from the stadium,
mate,
the
I've never
thunderstorm.
seen so much rain. It was
Wow,
mental.
doing 140 in the dark, shitting your
Mental.
pants. Anyone else got one? Gimli, you still awake?
Yeah, no, I'm still awake. I guess it's something that he still does to this day, which is he never really makes a substitution before about the 75th minute.
Did you hear
I think
what
that irks.
the agent bloke who's just wrote a book said about
That's
that?
a myth.
He
It's a
didn't.
myth.
Yeah, Smith. He said he does that due to bonuses.
Oh, please.
Yeah, that's what he says.
That's,
Please.
that's bullshit.
Stop
There was an interview the other day about it, and I can't remember who's been interviewed, but they said he truly believes he knows the right time to bring players off for their fitness levels. You know, you've seen the bullshit with them with agents in the press recently. You know, they're all giving a Billy Big bollocks in front of a fake shake, and then all of a sudden, oh no, I was lying, governor. You know, we've got a question about agents come up later. If you can ask the one that was
Okay.
Oh no, that was called Bonner. Sorry, no, but you know, you can't trust a word that comes out an agent's mouth. You just can't trust it.
Gimli, carry on with your point because I'm rudely interrupted.
No, it was just that. I think out of everything that he's done in his career, I think maybe he doesn't make the best subs at the right time. I think that's probably the only thing he really does. Of course, he makes the odd sub that kind of leaves everybody scratching their head, but apart from that, I can't really think of too much. What really fucks me off with Arsene Wenger is inability to spend money in a transfer window, but he's just kind of gone against everything I said. All right.
Arsenal ladies are 3-0 up. Natalie Pabelos has scored, and then there's just been another one just recently gone in with 3 minutes to go. So that's very nice. Right, next question.
How they doing, Danny? How they doing in the ladies, by the way? Second, third?
Without looking, I'd say we're third.
Yeah.
Third.
Yeah,
It's
third.
Man City and Chelsea. Yeah. I mean, after only 15 games, or 14 and 13, Man City are 10 points clear of Chelsea, and Chelsea are 8 points clear of us. I mean, we have 2 games in hand on Man City, but they've just bought the league. I mean, after that length of time, Man City's goal difference after 15 games is plus 32. They've bought the league. They're just going to ruin women's football like they're trying to ruin men's football. Just fucking arseholes. Anyway, so that's his one read. Oh, Andy Kelly, the man who does the Arsenal history stuff. We were meant to get him on. I think he said he's even going to get himself a headset if he's listening.
Yeah, why don't we get him on?
We should do.
It'd be brilliant, Andy.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Get him and Mark on. Did I say Mark? It's Mark, isn't it?
Yeah, Mark Andrews.
Yeah, I always get those two mixed up, get their surnames mixed up. Right. Andy says, who would you rather manage Arsenal? Theresa May, Jeremy Corbyn, that Lib Dem bloke, or whoever is the UKIP leader at the time? Oh dear. I think I'd have Theresa May, because she'd scare the shit out of everybody, wouldn't she? You will play, you will score goals. So, yeah, I'd pick her. Anyone got an answer for this?
Farage, mate. At least you'd have a bit of fun.
Jeremy Clarkson.
Who would we have as manager from those lot, was that?
Yeah.
You can't have the UKIP bloke. He just had a seizure, hasn't he?
No, that was the bloke who's coming up for the election. We couldn't have Farage, Geoff, because Walcott and all the other Brown players would never get a game. They'd all be deported.
His missus is foreign, isn't she?
Is she German? Or Austrian?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Italian?
She's from somewhere in
I
Europe.
think we've got to stay away from politics on this podcast. Get ourselves in trouble. I can feel it.
Oh dear. Right, go on, John. I'm just going to put this in the chat window so Jason knows the question.
No, I don't even know who the leader of UKIP is. It was the Bird, but she's resigned.
Oh, it's Farage again at the moment, because apparently
Farage again, and then the geezer who had the seizure today is going to take over.
The geezer had the seizure.
Yeah.
No,
Stephen Wolf, that's his name.
He's going to be. He was good on Question Time. He's going to be going up for the. Last time he was going to go for it, but he didn't get his documents in time, and so they're just all going. My local MP from Ramsey, she's going up for it. Jesus.
I wouldn't have Corbyn. I can tell you that right now.
I wouldn't have any of the fuckers.
I wouldn't have Theresa May either. Actually,
Corbyn's an Arsenal man, though.
I know he is.
He's mates with the Fife, isn't he?
He was my mum and dad's MP for a couple of years when they still lived there, but no, not for me.
They're always space boys. Apparently, that guy got hit twice, and hit the guy with him with an iron bar or something, a metal bar.
Oh, he hit him, and then he fell over and hit his head on the side of something as he went down.
He hit his head against the window.
Yeah.
He got back up. This was allegedly now.
Yeah, all allegedly.
But he got back up. The guy hit him again. He found there's a metal bar or something there. I don't know where the hell you find a metal bar in an office, but that's the thing. He would try to hit the guy with the metal bar.
Bloody hell.
Jesus,
there you
man.
go.
Then yes, screw that. I wouldn't have any of them.
All right,
No.
next
Is
question.
Screaming Lord Such still about?
Oh,
dead.
He's dead, isn't he? Screaming Lord Such.
Died years ago.
Yeah, dig him up.
Yeah. Lovely. Right,
Question, Dan?
this next question is from the Colonial Canon. Sounds fishy straight away, I know what people are thinking. Soon to be moving to Canada. Come on, Drumpf. He says, how many toppings would Arson have on his pizza, and where is the said pizza going to be bought from? Pizza Hut, Pizza Express, etc. So, Gimli, you're the takeout king. What's your answer?
How many toppings? He's going to have 4 toppings on his pizza. For the 4th place finishes that he normally has in tribute to that. And where would he get it?
Baba Luigi.
Off the top of Sir Alex Ferguson's head.
That's a good enough answer as any, I suppose.
Why you've chirped up, Jace? Go on, what's your answer?
I couldn't care less.
Oh, it's this bloody Jason's question.
I know.
It's the other Jason named after you.
I'm sure his parents thought I'm going to name him after a daft bloke from Wales.
Did?
Yeah.
Or Gimli.
Oi!
Hey!
I'm not answering this. I can't answer it. I don't know. But I remember Pizzagate, and that was hilarious.
Oh dear. John, have you got an answer?
I don't know. He gets paid a lot. Waitrose, that's expensive, isn't it? There you go in there.
Jeff.
I think he'd go Garrity with the toppings, mate. I swear to God I do. He'd have every topping. I can't imagine him getting a Domino's, though, or one of them. I think he'd be a little bit more upmarket, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Pizza Express, I suppose. That's the next best one, isn't it?
I think he would make one himself. It would cost us about £14 million in ingredients, and then after he'd have to put it in the bin. Right, this one is from Jad. J-A-D, that's all it was. Do you guys think Bellerin will leave? And if so, is Maitland-Niles a good up-and-coming future right-back? Well, I need to add a little bit to that. George, I don't know whichever one it is, he said that he's only ever played right-back before that game twice in his life, and he had trained a little bit in that position, so he is not a right-back. So anybody want to make a point on that?
No, he's right.
No.
I don't think he's a right-back. But but he's not going anywhere, Bellerin. He loves it here.
He's got a
Loves
Cockney
it.
accent.
Yeah, no, isn't it? Yeah.
He looks like Fife's evil twin.
Didn't he actually come out a couple of months back and said that he was grateful to Arsenal and all the people that were up and coming youngsters with him? They're all in like the lower leagues of the Spanish division, but he's playing first team for Arsenal and he loves the club and X, Y, and Z. I mean, you get good vibes off of Hector, don't you? Yeah, I mean, he's a good player and he always speaks well of the club.
When he first come to the UK, he was staying in digs, and those digs happened to be one of my best friends. He does that kind of stuff for Arsenal. You know, families they take in youngsters, don't they, rather than put them in hotels, and they take them into a family environment, and they love him like a son, and he loves them like parents. Honestly, when he was doing that thing, I think it was your thing during the World Cup. I think it was about foreign players in the UK, and he was interviewed, and he gave him a mention. That's how he good. He loves it over. Honestly, he loves the lifestyle.
And the thing is, you look at his, the defensive part of his game is probably the weakest part at this moment in time. He's a young lad. He's still developing as a player, but the effort he puts into every game when he's wearing that shirt it's fantastic. It's as if he's a local boy who's grown up with the Arsenal. That's how he strikes me. I may be wrong, but I just think this is paper bollocks, or maybe his agent's trying to get a contract negotiation going.
I think what he needs to do... Oh dear, there's going to be tears. I think what he needs to do is come out in the media and go, fuck Barcelona, fuck Real Madrid, you donkey murdering fucks, and just ruin any chance he's got of ever going there. And that'll ingratiate him to all Arsenal fans, and then we'll all be happy. So, here one from Chaz Nuki Burden, who made a brilliant debut, and I think he will be on again sooner rather than
He was
later.
fantastic, wasn't he?
a
He's
cheeky
coming on
monkey.
for a special.
Is he?
You might have heard that he obviously he followed Dennis Bergkamp and Ghost wrote for his website. Well, we've spoken to Chaz again, and Chaz has kindly agreed to come back on and give us a few Dennis Bergkamp stories and a little bit of a one-on-one interview. So that should be fun. Look out for that. Not this international break. It will be the next one.
You know, it took me about 18 months for me to persuade you to bring him on, that Chaz. Can you not remember how long it took? Honestly, I tried
I
loads
asked him
of times.
I asked him a few times, Geoff. He was busy.
Busy
I know
man.
he
Busy
is
bloke.
a busy man.
And there was another lady. There was a lady that I heard on the Two Mics show.
Oh yeah, we followed her. I followed her.
Right?
Yes.
Honest to God, you've got to get that girl on. She's absolutely so knowledgeable. Honestly, not saying the ladies are not knowledgeable, but some are more knowledgeable than the others.
We do need more female voices on this here.
Let me
good
tell you
ship.
something. She is brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. You've got to get her on. I can't remember what her name is now, but
Well, that's that sewn up. Do I get he's getting a bit of a special Gimli because he followed Bergkamp. I once followed a song down the Seven Sisters Road when he's driving a big black American Yank tank with the bumper hanging off. Do I get a special because I followed him for about half a mile?
That's more stalking.
Is it?
Yeah,
he was on loan at Charlton at the time. I don't think anybody knew who he was.
Well, you weren't paid to do it, so it's probably not right, is it? I mean, when you think about it. But
Right, here we go. Now this next question is coming from someone who even had an egg as their name, and I think it's fake, Faiq Naeem. So I did ask him how to say it phonetically, and I did type it, and now I've forgotten. He says, next young player to break through. John, you've been a little bit quiet. Hold on. I've got to take that back again. I forgot to ask Chaz's bloody question. So go and answer that one. Then we go back to Chaz's question. Chaz is probably thinking, oh, no, you've not asked my question. Yeah, so we do that one and go back to Chaz's after. So next player to break through.
I know he's been in and out of the team a couple of times, and he just picked up injury. But I really like the look of Akpom in the League Cup game. He wasn't playing in his regular position; he's playing out wide, and I thought he was really good. I thought he was one of the bright sparks in the team. He just got unfortunate with the injury. I would have said Zelalem or someone like that, but
No.
yeah, they're all going a bit quiet on that front. So yeah, I'd like the look of Akpom. Fuck it, it's you now. Get me with that poxy name.
I was listening to there's a new American podcast of a couple of blokes. It's really, really good, and I can't for the life of me remember the name of it.
is it called Mac and Cheese?
No, it's called Gooners in America, I think it is. I'll find it. And he said it's it said something about Apcom, and he said, is it Akpom? He said, I don't know which one. So I tweeted him and said, was that my fault? He said, yes. But that's a very good pod. They're very good.
Yeah, that would be my pick. I don't really know many of the youth players, to be honest. The other one is the who's the young lad, the winger, it's like 16, Willock.
Chris Willock.
Yeah, that's it.
Scored
Loads,
Spurs.
a lot of hype around him, isn't there? So they'd be my two to pick out of them.
Oh, Geoff, while we've got your attention, what do you reckon?
Chris Willock, or Geoff Rain Adelaide.
The Geoff.
Yeah, the Geoff.
Okay, well that new podcast is called Gooners in USA. So go and give them a listen. There's two blokes and they definitely know their stuff. Not as good as our American or our North American, but yeah, they're both very, very good, very funny as well. Gimli, what have you got a young player that you that tickles your fancy?
I like the look of John Terrell, to be honest.
Oh, you look like a young John Terrell.
You do look like a young John Terrell. No, he came with Bellerin, didn't he? And did. I think he has just the same ability. I think he'll be superb for us. Was he at Bristol City?
Birmingham.
Someone like Birmingham. That's it. He was at Birmingham last year. And exactly. He seemed to do very, very well. So I think it's only a matter of time before Arsene Wenger really has to give him a go.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and if we're having to, my other one would be Geoff.
The Geoff.
The Geoff.
Arsenal ladies won 5-0. Daniel Carter got 2. Pablos got 1. And it looks like, is that Kelly Smith? Yeah, Kelly Smith, who's 109 now and still banging in the goals. an Arsenal legend. Yeah, so we won 5-0. Jace, do you want me to go and have a quick look and see if there's any Welsh players in our academy, or have you got one?
I got a bit.
Aaron Ramsey.
You can fuck off, you little bastard.
That's half Irish.
I
No,
know.
I think Geoff. I think he's got all the sort of attributes. But I'm not a fan with all the youngsters, to be honest, with the youth team.
Yeah.
I'm so far away. I don't get to see them, you know. But he just looks like he's got something about him. You know. Whereas Dalalem, I'm not sure if he's got the top 2 inches to make it. He's got the skill, but has he got the mentality? I'm not sure.
So it's the top 2 inches that cause all the trouble.
Have
Anyway,
you asked Charles this question?
no, I'm going to go over to it after I've answered him this one myself, because I like to do I like to keep an eye in on them Utes. It's going to be Eddie Nikita. That boy is something else. 19 goals, I think, last season from about 22, 25 games. Already been banging them in this season, and also you got the young Dutch bloke Malen that we got from Ajax. I've got a thing for strikers. For me, they should shoot more and score more goals. So yeah.
Sorry, I tell you, I forgot as well. Bielik.
Oh yeah, he's coming through. He should. This should be his breakthrough season, I think. But there again, with Mustafi doing wonders.
What about Rob Holding? He was the one that looked very promising, didn't he?
Rob Holding. Oh.
Callum Chambers, he could come back off of a loan.
What we should do is get all of our listeners called Rob, with them holding a picture of Rob Holding. Tweet it to us.
Rob
if
Holding,
anybody does. Because someone originally did a picture of Rob holding a picture of Rob Holding. There you go. Right. We've got someone called Chaz Nuki Burden who had a really good question.
I like Chaz. Hasn't he written some books?
What's the meaning of life, or is existence merely futile? Gimli.
I think he needs to get over that persona of his.
Jesus.
I think the meaning of life is obviously 42. Wasn't that Bentner's number for a while? Or no, it's 46, wasn't it? I don't know.
52.
52. I know it had a 2 in it. There you go. Anyone got a theory?
You stole my Hitchhiker's Galaxy joke, so can't do it.
Or are we all living in a simulation, as Joe Rogan?
Yeah, 99% chance we're all living in a computer simulation, so it doesn't really matter.
I knew you were going to say that because I've already read it.
Been listening to stuff by Elon Musk.
I'm not even going to ask Jason because you got don't care. So
no, it's Chaz. I always care with Chaz. I love OJ as well, but you know, pizza toppings now.
Someone's come along and stolen his heart.
Oh no! It's all going to kick off.
He was great to listen to. It was fantastic. Meaning of life. It may be futile, but it's the Arsenal.
Yes. Right, Duncan Knapp. I'm sure it's just pronounced Nap. Don't know why you put the K there. I think the K is silent and one of the NPs is silent, so that means 40% of his surname is irrelevant. Has Matthew Debuchy been abducted by aliens? No, he is working in a pizza restaurant in New York. Has anyone got any ideas about Debuchy?
I thought he was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar.
Oh, I think he is. Anyone got any other answers for this?
Nope.
Right, fair enough. Oh, Noma. And she is one of our best question answerers. Questioners. Askers, there you go. And she says, do we need any reinforcements this January? I suspect we won't be buying anyone, and for once, I'm okay with that. And she's put okay in capital letters. So, Jason, as you've not bothered answering any of the other questions, do you want to go on this one?
Yeah, I still think we need. But obviously, look, we've had injuries to Giroud and to Perez or Lucas, whatever you call it, and we got Welbeck out.
And that come.
You know, if a cheeky little striker comes available, I wouldn't mind seeing that coming in. In the middle of the park, I'm pretty happy. At the back, I'm pretty happy. You know, it's just that strength and depth up top which concerns me a little bit. You know. But again, if nobody does come in, it's not the end of the world.
Got Welbs coming back, haven't we? Danny Welbeck.
But for how long? Is it 2 games and out again? You know, I really like Danny Welbeck.
Yeah.
The thing with Danny Welbeck, he gives you great effort.
A whole new dimension as
He's
well.
not a natural goal scorer, though. You know,
Could he be our next Abu Dhabi?
No.
well, you know, you never know, do you? I mean, I
Injured
hope not.
back, injured
yeah.
back.
Yeah, I pray to God not, but you know, I really wouldn't mind. I know John likes this guy, but Hernandez, the old Chiquito, the United striker.
Leverkusen, I think.
Yeah, he eye for goal. You know, works hard, lots of pace.
He won't come here to sit on the bench, though, would he, mate? He wants to
start.
I
I'd start him.
He's a great player,
Yeah,
and
all day.
you know, we'll wait and see. But you know, it all
Start him in
depends.
front of Sanchez.
Yeah, because I play Sanchez wide.
And to be fair, as well as Sanchez did against Chelsea, you know, he missed a couple of sitters against Basel, and you know, he wasn't as effective as he should have been. Sanchez just lacks a little bit of discipline playing up top. You know, if you've got a big lumbering centre half, you've got to play off his shoulder. You've got to stand next to him and scare him to death with your pace.
Joint top goal scorer in Germany at the moment with 4 other players on 5 goals, and he is still only he's just
In a
gone
Leverkusen team that aren't playing very well.
Yeah, he's just gone 28. What do you know about him, John?
He's short. He's Mexican. I can't say anything else without being racist, so I'll probably leave it at that.
I think Chase is beating you to it.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, this season he's got 5 in 5 in the league, 1 in 1 in the German Cup, and in the Champions League he's got 1 in 2. Not bad.
And the thing is, he's got bags of pace. He works hard, and I think he's lucky as well. But he makes his own luck, so to speak. You know, I'd love to see us with those type of strikers.
Can't cut it in the Premier League.
I don't. He did it
at United. Yeah.
Yeah. He did it
No.
at United. Come on.
No.
Gee,
How can you say that?
I think he'd be a great.
He'd still be there.
I think he'd be a great option for us. Hold up, yeah. You know, you look at United over the last couple of seasons. Since he's gone, they haven't exactly been stellar, have they?
It's not down to Hernandez not being there. Trust me.
He got 59 goals in 157 games, most of which were the last 5 minutes in games. So it's not a bad ratio.
No, nor's Nicky Benter's ratio with us, mate.
That's very true.
Okay. Well,
I think I agreed with that a little bit too much. I was yawning. Okay, should we? Anyone want to add on that, Gimli? Are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
What do you think on Hernandez?
I thought he was a good player at Man United, but I've not seen any of them since he's gone to Leverkusen, so
Yeah.
I couldn't possibly comment on what he's doing now.
Just make it up, I would.
He's brilliant. I'd love to sign him.
Oh, there you go, people. There's your answer.
Go and
Next
sign
question.
Andrea Bellotti from Torino instead. He's only 21.
What happened to Antonio Berardi?
Domenico Berardi.
Yeah, that's the one. He used to
Yeah.
be really good, didn't he? And now he seems to have disappeared.
He's injured. That's why he hasn't played for Sassuolo yet.
Oh, what a wanker.
He's a very, very good. He turned down Juventus, didn't he?
Mhm.
Because they did a part ownership deal. Then didn't Sassuolo get him back, and then they've tried to get him again, and he's gone nope.
Sassuolo got full ownership of him now. But yeah, he was going to go to Juve, and he wanted to stay at Sass.
Because they have part ownership shenanigans going over there, those agents. Right, El Comandante. Do you think there's been greater focus on clean sheets since Mustafi's arrival? The players have mentioned clean sheets more. Gimli, what do you know? Because I know nothing about what the players have said, so I ignore them.
I don't think there's been too much emphasis been put on clean sheets, but I think the fan base is certainly happy by how well Mustafi has settled into the team. From me, I've not really seen anything that's worried me about him. He's good on the ball. He can pick a pass. He can tackle. I think he's been the perfect accompaniment to Koscielny so far, and long may it continue. I think they've been brilliant, and the fact that they've not conceded many goals has been testament to that.
Funny, someone should tweet us in with something about clean sheets, because Sean was asking me today if I'd been eating Nutella in bed again. Jace, what do you think?
For fuck's sake.
Jesus wept. I think you shouldn't eat Nutella in bed, bro. No, I think Mustafi's really added a different dimension to our game. You know, he's quicker than Mertesacker, more mobile. He's a great communicator. He's a real leader at the back. He's a real leader. You know, Koscielny leads by example, but he's not vocal enough for me. You know, he's not that guy, is he? He's a quiet guy. He's an introvert. But I just think he's been fantastic. I think it's been a happy coincidence due to a very good signing. And I just see us getting stronger. I got to be honest with you. I think, you know, the only place we've been a little bit delicate is at left back with Monreal because Iwobi's not tracking back enough. But, you know, he's still learning the game. You can't kind of have a pop at him about that. But we've looked strong on the right with the work rate of Walcott helping Bellerin out. And if we can get whoever's at that holding point rather than the holding midfielder to slot back in to centre half position when we get dragged from side to side, because against Chelsea, Coughlin should have dropped into the centre half position on a couple of occasions, and Monreal was exposed. And whereas people are blaming Monreal, it's not his fault. He's been exposed. He's got to cover two positions because the midfielders and the left winger aren't doing their jobs properly. But I think Mustafi's been a fabulous addition. I think he's really added something to the back line. I think where you've got the intelligence of Mertesacker in the past, this guy has got intelligence, great communication, mobility. He could be the real deal for us.
I think that's a quality answer. Well done, Jace.
Also, I should say that I might have been a little bit dubious of his fee when he came in, but it turns out that Mustafi, but he's worth every penny of it. I don't
think you can take much notice of fees these days. You just got to play. You got to pay what you need to get the player, not what they're worth anymore. But fucking hell, like Jace was saying, he's amazing, isn't he? The whole thing, it's just brilliant. Yeah. It's great to see us being able to keep clean sheets as well.
Yeah, and the impressive thing is the pace at which him and Koscielny have formed that partnership at the back.
He's happy to stay back, isn't he, and let Koscielny go forward more.
They're happy to do it with each other. They one of them's happy to take the lead, the other one's happy to sit. They've just got this really good understanding, which they forged in a very short space of time. And
no pre-season either. You got to remember that.
Yeah, and they're gonna make mistakes, but let's not slaughter them when they do make a mistake. It's still early days for it. But I'm a big fan of Koscielny. I'm not a fan of him as captain. I just, yes, he leads by example, but so do a lot of players. I don't see him as a good communicator. And against PSG, he's gone fucking walkabout. He's playing Where's Wally halfway up the park when they're putting the ball in the back of the net. But that'll happen. You don't want to crucify the guy either, because he's been very impressive this season as Koscielny. But I'm just very impressed with them as a pairing. I'm very impressed with them as individuals as well. They've taken it upon themselves to really, it was a problem area until Mustafi came. We were looking at holding, Gabriel just not cut the mustard at all. No. At all since he's come here. If he can't be asked to learn the language, and I know it's difficult.
You're still struggling, aren't you?
Yeah, fucking hell, it's terrible. But when somebody's been here 18 months or whatever it is, you expect a bit more. These guys are representing one of the finest football clubs on the fucking planet.
I think he panics as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he's representing one of the finest football clubs on the planet, and he can't be asked to learn the language. He can't be fucked to learn the language.
He's gone all Englishman.
Yeah, but do we know that though, Jace?
Well, on his performances, mate, it doesn't look good, does it? And that's what's been said. He still hasn't learned English.
I'm sure he's.
But I know that there weren't the other players taking the piss out of him because he didn't speak any English. I do remember someone.
To be fair, some players are just thick.
Reyes was like that, wasn't he? Couldn't read or write English. There again, Chris is still struggling with it, and he was born here. Well, he's born at sea on a boat.
Pirate, though, doesn't he?
He does. Anyone else want to add anything else to that, Geoff?
I'll tell you what it is with that Mustafi. He's really, really intelligent.
Yeah, you can see that when he plays.
Playing experienced central defender. And I was watching him against that Basel game, and he was like you know, he was like he orchestrated it. He was squeezing everybody at the right time up the pitch. When the ball goes forward, he was squeezing them up. When the ball comes back this way, he was dropping, and he was just, you know, with his arms taking everybody forward and taking everybody back, pointing, and he was always chatting all the time. He's just confident. He's very confident. And
Yeah,
like I
he's
say,
got
he's a
it all.
good communicator, and hopefully he just continues that way because, you know, he looks the real deal, doesn't he?
I love the bit on Sunday, where he did the improvised thing with the referee. Look, he's backing into me, you know. He's like you say, his intelligence is on show. You know, he's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful signing.
And he has a great beard, doesn't he, John?
He does.
Yes, indeed.
John, are you jealous of his beard, John?
I am a little bit, to be honest, mate.
And
I'm
he's not been a
disappointed
fanny
with
about
myself
it
lately. The thing is, the moustache is like it's growing quicker than the rest of it now. So I've got the awkward bit where it's all getting in my mouth when I'm having my cornflakes. Terrible.
I've still got some crisps in mine. I've still got half a bag if I give it a shake.
Oh, fuck me.
That's from 1989.
Certainly is.
Jesus.
I don't normally mind a wispy air in my mouth, but there we go.
Right. Next question. It's from the Haitian sensation, Jacques Joseph. Bit sad for him at the moment. He's a Haitian, but he's living in America, and we've all seen the hurricane. Is it Hurricane Andrew? Has devastated parts
Matthew,
of I know it's some bloke's name. Devastated parts of Sean's about with a mouthy friend, and there's been a lot of destruction going on there. So all of our feelings go out to everyone in Haiti and in Jamaica, another place that's been wrecked by it, as if those places don't have enough trouble as it is. So it's
That's
not
Hurricane
good.
Matthew, isn't it?
Named after you. You fucking ruined it all. You
I've
need to.
strutted the gaff.
And he's gone and said to you, my wife ordered me to change my handle back. So they're all okay because they're living in America, yeah, but it's got to be tough for him seeing the people of his homeland being devastated by shitty fucking weather. His main question is, who is most likely to be back up to Alexis at centre forward, Giroud or Lucas? I am hoping for Sanogo. I was talking to George Bird on Twitter. I tweeted and he replied. He said Sanogo has actually been out injured all season, so that's why he's not
Long
been
may it
involved in it.
continue.
I'll tell you what, it's funny how his form's improved since he's been injured.
But he's got a trial at DHL. But it looks like Parcel Force might nip in at the last second. Who wants to answer? Oh, you wrote something in here. Jason's going for a wee. No, he isn't. He's back.
I think it all depends who we're playing and how the game's going at that time. Like if we was playing a Burnley like we was last week, I think John alluded to it earlier on. I think he would have stuck Giroud on there. If we're playing a different team, a more footballing side, and we need a little bit of pace up front to maybe open somebody up, I think then you'd put on Lucas, in my opinion.
Anyone else want to answer this?
You know, it all went quiet there for a minute. Is everybody there?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're all here. I had mine
Stop,
on mute.
mate.
Jason's gone for a wee.
Speak
and
up,
Gimli's
boy.
dribbling.
Speak up.
I think Geoff was spot on. I think, depending on who we're playing, I'd imagine Giroud is still top of the list, probably above Lucas, because Arsenal likes to bring players in slowly into the league and introduce them to it. But he looked quite good in the League Cup. I know it was a lower competition, but the goals he got, they were good. So I think depending who we're playing, if we're playing away against, say, a Man City or something, and you want to hit quickly on the counter, Lucas might be is obviously going to be a better option than Giroud is.
What will be interesting to see who plays against Reading, Giroud or Lucas.
Oh, Walcott's going to get 6 again. Oh, brilliant. Anyone else got any answer for this?
No, I agree with Geoff. You mix it up depending who you're playing and what you require.
Mm.
Yeah,
But isn't it nice to have the option?
Yeah, it is.
But again, these guys are going to get tired. People are going to need a rest. We're going to pick up injuries. I totally agree with what the boys have said. We pick according to what the game requires.
Well, I've got...
Or
He's most probably a better like for like than Giroud, isn't he? To Sanchez.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think he'll just pick the games and see how the games are going.
And he shows real. The goal he scored against Forest. He showed real attitude. And even after he scored the goal, when the guy fell on top of him, and had a go, he looked as if he was up for that as well. I think he could be a good sign-in for us. Really do.
While I have your ear, Jace, you were talking pre-pod about you did a show, didn't you? A pod this week? Who was that with?
Oh, it was Mario.
Ah, he has a question for us. Favourite
Ah.
Arsene Wenger...
Pole dancing, Jace, again.
Oh, Jace on Chatterbait. Dear oh
Hey.
dear. Favourite Arsene Wenger signing, and also who's the sexiest ABW member? So, John, you can go first on that.
What, sexiest member or favourite signing?
Both. Want an answer for both?
Oh, sexiest ABW. Well, I mean, Kate is the only female, so Kate would have to win. But then I don't know, Gimli might get jealous.
No, it's all right. She's here to accept her award, Kate.
All right, well, I'll give sexiest member to Kate then, and then our favourite signing. This will throw people off, but one I always really enjoyed playing was sad to see leave. Alexander Hleb was one of my favourites.
Pull your socks
I don't
up,
know what
son.
it was. Yeah, there's just the socks around the bottom of his ankles, and he's just really old style. I don't know, just the control on the ball, and always thought how intelligent he was. And I always think it's a really big praise when you see a manager like distinctly remember Alex Ferguson going on about how good Hleb was and how difficult he is to mark in games and for the defence to pick up and stuff. Just that sort of reading between the lines. I never thought he quite showed everything he had, and he ended up wasting his career by going to Barcelona like a lot of Arsenal players. But I really liked him. He's definitely one of my favourites.
Geoff, so who was your favourite Arsene Wenger signing, and who do you think is the sexiest ABW member?
I'm going to give that to Kate for sure, definitely.
It's rigged.
It's
It's like Strictly Come Dancing, it's rigged.
Don't give her too much credit though, because everyone else is an ugly fucker. So you know what I mean. Ain't a lot to put up with, is it? God bless her. Best Arsenal signing, I think it's got to be Thierry Henry, isn't it? Surely.
See, I answered that on his podcast, and then I was reminded. Then it just suddenly popped into my head that Arsene Wenger signed Sol Campbell and mugged off every spud in the planet.
Double. So Campbell has won the double.
Yeah,
You got to go. I mean, but we weren't. I think at the time Henry was maybe the best. He was definitely the best centre forward in the world. I don't think he was the best player in the world. I think we had Zidane and Ronaldinho and all them players at the time, didn't we? I think he was better than Ronaldinho anyway. But it's got to be Thierry Henry, surely.
but if you look at it, for value for money, Sol Campbell mugging off and the hatred that they showed towards us, it was a beautiful thing. I mean, the most skillful player, or the most beautiful to watch for me was Pires. I thought he was just, he was just something else on his day. And as you say, Thierry for his goals, he was just stunning.
How many are you having?
He's got his own 11.
Was it favourite player, Danny, or best player?
Yeah.
Favourite.
Oh, favourite. Yeah, all right.
Sol.
Gimli, got any answers?
Yes, and this is just personal preference. You could have gone with Thierry Henry all day long, and which most people would do. But for me, Thomas Rosicky, just little Mozart.
It was his birthday yesterday, and he made his debut for Sparta Prague back in the Czech Republic, not Czechoslovakia as I was calling it for years. He made his debut for them, and so he's played one game, and I think they won. So, yeah, happy birthday, Thomas, if you're listening.
Just every time you see him in an Arsenal shirt, you know that you're going to get a classy performance out of him. And I know it was time for him to go because of age, but I truly, truly enjoyed watching him, and I'm truly saddened that he didn't get more time in an Arsenal shirt, because he would have without doubt been a club legend, whereas I don't think he probably left a club legend. Cult hero maybe, but not club legend.
My one is going to be this two bits for the favourite signing. Tony Adams. When Wenger come to the club, Adams was on the verge of joining Man United, and they slapped down a massive deal, and he went, "I'm staying." That was such an integral part of everything Arsene Wenger did in his early years. But Adams is my favourite player. But the signing that got me most excited in recent years, Lucas Podolski. I was a fan of his since his very early days playing for Cologne, and then not so much of a fan when he went to Bayern, and then a fan again when he went back to Cologne, and he was brilliant. But much like Arshavin, with another one that I was massively fond of. but they were just never really played in their optimum positions, and when they did get a chance to play in those positions, they never really shone, which is a bit of a shame. But you just think the way that Arshavin started his career at Arsenal, 4 goals against Liverpool in the 4-4 draw.
That goal against Blackburn was not his debut goal. It could have been his debut goal, but the goal where he took it down the left wing and he took it round everybody, and then he smacked it into the top of the net, and then everybody thought, "Wow, we've got ourselves a player here."
I mean, at one point he even managed to make Marouane Chamakh look good. I think it was 3-0 away at Man City. Andre on the edge of the box did a 1-2, a 2-1, whichever way around it is, with Chamakh, and then Chamakh managed to score from the right hand side of the box. I remember that goal. So if you can make someone like Chamakh look good, then you really are doing wonders. And I think the sexiest member has got to be OG, because he smells of taco and Old Spice, and that's a winning combination for any lady. And he has that voice, doesn't he? As that Canadian.
He does have a very sexy voice. You got to give an honourable mention to Mr. Collins though for the quiff. And always got the drink in hand as well. Always with a fucking cocktail or something, isn't he?
He's a Pimm's man, isn't he? Oh, Collins. He strikes me as a man that likes his Pimm's.
He'll drink anything. Terrible.
I tell you, on Fife, he's a high.
I was going to say
as well.
I was going to say Fife, but known for a lady killer, but he's retired now.
And Dom, what about Dom, the Lothario?
Fuck him, he's a fanny.
Don't give the Aussie anymore.
No, he's a minge. Dirty shit. Right, next question. From ex-ABW radio member, but he's with the worst internet I've ever known from anybody in my entire fucking life.
Tim?
It certainly is Tim. Is it Tim B. Haag or Tim Bahag? It's Haag. That's it. Yeah, B must be his middle name. He says, "Hi, gents." We call this gents, bless him. With our free-flowing and fast movement around the box now, how does Aaron Ramsey fit in? Can't start for me when he is fit, in my honest opinion. And also, MJ Tomic says, "What happens when Rambo comes back?" Go on, Jace, you're gagging to answer this one.
I just think...
Don't say you don't know, let him down.
No. I just think him and Xhaka would make a brilliant partnership at the middle of the pitch. You know, you got Rambo's engine, you've got his interplay with Ozil, the way he enters the box late. Xhaka's passing, I think it could be something quite sensational, but he's got to win his place. Against Santi Cazorla's a wonderful footballer. He's a wonderful footballer. Let's make no bones about it. But he was dog shit against PSG.
He's not going to score you any goals, is he?
You was doing right well up until the time. I was wondering when Jace was going to have his Santi rant.
No, I'm not. He was poor against... but a lot of players were poor against PSG. A lot of players were, okay? It's not just him. He was very quiet against Burnley. His mobility is not... It's not even bang average. You know, he's suffering. He's 31. He's he's had a bad injury last season. It's a hell of a lot to come back from a guy who was never really blessed with great mobility to begin with. What he's got is a fabulous football brain and a wonderful passing game. I just think there are going to be games where Ramsey is more suited. You're going to have games where Cazorla is more suited. It's a squad that's going to do well for us this season, not just a certain partnership there. You know, Coughlin is going to come into it. El Nene is going to come into it. You know, you can turn around and we all have our favourite players. For argument's sake, Chris loves Santi. You know, I love Santi. I really do. I really do love him. But, you know, for me, he's 31. He's in the twilight of his career. Let's be honest. He's not going to get quicker. He's not going to get more mobile. There are certain games you're going to be better off going with an Aaron Ramsey. And then there are going to be certain games you're better off going with Santi Cazorla. You know, and Xhaka, he's not, he's got to earn his first team place as well. All these boys, that midfield's a really exciting area this season because it's up for grabs. It really is up for grabs. I don't know what you think, G.
I just think Santi he's one of the first players on my team sheet. I've got to be honest with you. I honestly think he's not quite world class because he hasn't got that pace to get away and run past people. I don't think he was ever a very quick footballer, but his technical ability is second to none, and I mean that. His technical ability is world class. I put it that way. His passing game, there's just the time he creates on the ball. They'll just ping a ball into him, and he'll just always control it. I just think he's a fantastic footballer, and he's ideal for the way we play our game.
But his set piece is poor. His set piece isn't good.
I don't know. I don't think we've got anyone that takes any set pieces any good.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair comment. Yeah, that's fair comment. But the biggest thing with Santi, and nobody's been able to answer this. Why does he struggle hitting a target from open play? He put a great shot in against Chelsea, didn't he? And he doesn't do that often enough for me.
Anyone else got anything to say about the Welsh wizard? I don't mean Jason.
No, I just think that he's got to earn his place now. As Jason's already said, the midfield's really exciting, and I think it's going to be down to hard work if he gets his place back. But for me, at this moment in time, he's a bench warmer.
It says something, though, about the level of players that we have now got at Arsenal Football Club when you've got people like Jack Wilshere out on loan at Bournemouth and Aaron Ramsey, we're talking about struggling to get into the football team.
It's going to be exciting, isn't it?
Well, I agree with Jace. I think my perfect partnership going forward is going to be, when Santi can't make it, will be Ramsey and Xhaka in the centre of midfield. And I think it used to be Wilshere and Ramsey, but I think he's not setting the world alight at Bournemouth. It's taken him ages to get his fitness back. So 7 games into the season now, and he's only playing 60, 70 minutes. So hopefully he'll pull it out. But yeah, Santi hasn't got much long left at the club because he's, like Geoff was saying, he can't run anymore. Like Jason was saying, he can't get anything on target, but he still pulls the strings. And I'm going to learn from my lessons that last season. I said you can't have Santi in the middle of central midfield and still not score goals. And then as soon as we went out, we turned to shit. So I'm not making that mistake twice.
big question here, maybe for a debate of another time, is does Jack Wilshere ever play for Arsenal again?
Oh, according to the pod last week, people were saying no.
I think. Oh, really? Yeah.
I don't think he'll come back.
I tend to agree with John, but I think it'd be really sad if he can't. If he, we remember that kid who bossed the Barcelona midfield, and yet injuries have taken their toll, and
there's been loads of them, though, Jace, over the years, isn't there?
Yeah.
Up and down all over the world. You think, oh, what a player that kid is. All of a sudden, he just disappeared.
You think it's one game he's remembered for. That's it. He's never repeated that ever again.
No. And the sad thing is he is a talent, but, you look at the pressure piled upon him, you can look through X amounts of Twitter accounts. And over the last few years, I think Jack Wilshere is the future of the English game, blah, blah, blah. Fucking hell, no pressure then, boys.
I do know, if he stays on the pitch, though, if he can get fit, he will definitely come back and he'll be a top player for Arsenal. It's just whether he can stay fit, because he's definitely...
I'm just not sure he'll want to be a bit player, because I don't think he's ever going to be fit enough all the time to be playing week in, week out. Whereas he can be at another club, a smaller club, no offence to Bournemouth, and get first team football all the time.
Yeah.
And
it's a shame, because I'd love to see him stay, because he is proper Arsenal through and through, isn't he? But if you're not affecting the team and, he loves his football and he wants to play, it might be the best thing.
No more passengers. Remember I said it last year? We can't afford to carry people anymore.
Absolutely, G. I'd love to see him come back and actually play a really pivotal part for us. Really would.
Yeah, so would I.
It's like, okay, I'm harsh on Santi Cazorla. We all know I'm harsh on Santi Cazorla. It's because he is so good a footballer. And Jack Wilshere is such a good footballer. These guys are talented footballers. I would just like to see a bit more from them. People think I hate Santi Cazorla. I don't at all. I'd love to see him doing well. I'd love to see Jack Wilshere doing well. I'd love to see Aaron Ramsey doing well at the club. I'd love to see everybody doing well. I support the club. And I just think it's going to be a big ask for Jack Wilshere. Real test of him.
Do you remember I said during the results roundup that Takuma Asano didn't play for his team? He might be injured, but he's not. I think he was on international duty with Japan because he come on as a 75th minute sub tonight as they beat Iraq 2-1. What's that?
Sorry.
What was that?
Stuff. His voices in his head. We're finally hearing them.
It was the radio for the Wales game. But my stream is all to hell. I know the hell's going on, and my arse is going 10 to the dozen thinking about this. Got to get at least a draw.
Here we go. At the moment, I know I'm in the bloody moment. I'm just saying out loud what I'm thinking. At the moment, it's 2-2. Tom Douglas says, "Who in Arsenal would benefit the most from a big beard?" Right, I've thought about this because I read the question ages ago. I'd like to see Wenger with a big beard, big grey wise beard like Gandalf from the
like a fucking
things.
tramp.
Oi!
He's too
You
skinny.
would. I think we're chucking 10p's at him for a cup of tea all the way through the game. So, being the beard expert, John. Well, what do you reckon?
Oh, I don't know. Like Mesut, so he could hide behind it when he can't be bothered in games. No, it's a bit harsh.
No, Mustafi with a proper beard, great big beard. He'd look like a Viking.
He's
I'll
got a
tell
bit
you
of
what,
a beard
actually,
now.
Czech would look quality with a beard with that stupid hat on. Just
Yeah, but I mean a
puffing out in
great
sections.
big beard, Dan. A great big beard. Great.
Yes.
Oh,
All over
boys. Hector Bellerin. Hector Bellerin, he'd be proper hipster, wouldn't he? You know, one down to his waist. Oh,
He couldn't grow a beard. He's only 12. What's up with you, man?
Well, you wouldn't want bloody Theo Walcott on a beard, would you?
I don't think you can. It'd just be a couple of pubes that he stuck on.
Oh, Jesus.
Gimli, being the man who couldn't grow a beard to save his life, with your wispy ginger bits of hair that you're trying to tuck your sideburns in, what do you reckon?
I'm in agreement with whoever said Mustafi. I think he would look fucking
It's Geoff.
the absolute nuts with a beard.
Oh, there we go. So we've all answered that. We've got a few more questions, and then we don't have to do any predictions because we've got a podcast before. Jason talk about that, and don't forget we've got to mention the blog.
Yep.
Right, Big Red Gooner. When delivering Welsh justice, what is Jason's weapon of choice? Only Jason can answer that.
A cheeky grin.
I thought it was a baseball bat.
I thought it was a huge salami.
Depends if it's a man or a woman he's delivering the justice to.
Right.
Boys, stop it.
Ellis Mell who's occasionally been on the radio show, and we were having a whip round for Ellis to buy a light bulb because he does it in the dark. He's like a mushroom. He says, do you think the current front three could come unstuck against teams who sit back? Would you change it up for these... Oh, no, because he's got to fit it all into Twitter. Would you change it up for these games, and if so, how? Gimli, what do you reckon?
Ask someone else.
Well, I'll give you...
I don't think they're static. Those players, all right, they might play up front, but you'll see Alexis comes deep. You'll see other players go and play centre forward. They move across. I don't think it's. I think they're quite fluent, so I don't really think it matters. You know, Alexis, and if you have a look at it, he don't really play as a 9. He plays as like a false 9, doesn't he? If you get what I mean, he just plays all over the place. He's not been up there holding the ball up and stuff like that. So I just think we've got players all over the pitch that could do a job. You see Theo coming in from the side, don't you? He goes up front, and a Wobie will appear there. Next.
John?
I don't think you really changed it that much. Like we saw, Oxlade-Chamberlain came on, who hasn't had the greatest season, but kind of had a hand in the goal. Or didn't have a hand in the goal. But yeah, they've got options to change things up. I think it's always going to be difficult in those games when the team sit back and defend like that. Like in the Burnley one, when it got to half time, there were lots of people moaning, and it weren't the greatest first half to watch, but it's one of those games where you just got to be patient and trust the team can break them down. Because if Ozil's having an off game, then you've got Santi who can pick the ball out. You've got Xhaka now added into that. El Nenni's got that energy in midfield, can run about. Iwobi's looked really good this season. Again, he was a little bit off in the Burnley game, but he's got that ability to break a back line and make something on his own. So I don't think it's a worry too much. The fact we've got options is a nice thing and is a good thing in those games where we need to change it up. But if we're winning games at the moment, I don't think you need to change it.
Jace, what's going on with this Welsh team? You've got a bloke called Gunter playing for Wales and a bloke called Alba playing for Austria. Alba's Welsh, isn't it? Alaba? Isn't it the name of a channel?
Chris Gunter used to play for Tottenham, didn't he?
Yeah. He's a good player.
He sounds like an Austrian infiltrator to me.
Shame you went to Tottenham.
Mm.
Yeah, he's a good player. Yeah, no, we're doing okay. So, well, I hope we do okay.
What do you think?
Never mind. What do I think? I think this is the front three he's chosen for the last few games. We're winning. I think there's still a lot of improvement to make. And as Geoff said, Sanchez is playing like a bit like a false nine at times, but I think he actually has to play like a 9 as well. He actually has to play a striking role on occasion to worry central defenders, because against Burnley, the one thing we didn't do much of is shoot from distance, which might have drawn them out a bit more or caused them some concern. But I think part of that was down to Burnley's performance. They closed down really, really well. They worked really hard. So we didn't have time to get shots off and so forth. But I think this is the front three he's decided to go with. I think we need to give him time to settle, to find. I think they've done really well a lot of the time, but I think they will develop. So I think we got to stick with it. And again, as we spoke about Aaron Ramsey having to earn his place, Lucas, Oli Giroud, they have to earn their place. There's no more passengers, as Geoff said. There's no more fucking about. There's no more getting a position because you're the only man left. They've got to earn their place.
Well, that's the Bible according to the Gospel according to Jason. I think he's right. Gimli, have you got an answer for this yet, or shall I get to the next question?
I agree with Jace. These players have to come in and earn their place. They're not fucking put on the starting sheet just because of who they are. They have to play well, and if something's not working, then they'll be dropped.
I'm surprised that none of you mentioned the fact that the question was, will we come unstuck against teams who sit back? Well, we just played Burnley, didn't we, for 90 minutes, who did sit back and didn't do anything. We managed to beat them. So
only just though.
Yeah,
but again, we're not entitled to win every game. If you look at the Burnley game, okay, so if you're going to drop people from the Burnley game, Geoff just said Santi Cazorla's first the team sheet for him. I'd be dropping Mesut Ozil and Santi Cazorla from that game. Okay?
Not hard enough. They get stuck in enough to break up play.
No, yeah, but they are creative players. They didn't create an awful lot.
Not for the first time.
Do you know what I mean? If you look at the Basel game, Alexis Sanchez missed chances. It's one of those guys. They're gonna have dips in form, but as long as we keep on winning, and they're working hard. If you're having a bad game, you can be forgiven a little bit if you're working hard enough. But they're playing for the fucking Arsenal. They need to be working hard every game.
Very well said.
Yeah.
Oh, look, where's Wally? He's coming up to the pitch. Right, final question from, I keep reading it as Lego Unlimited. It's not, it's Legion Unlimited. He said, can we all pick our best 11? I said, mate, that'll take hours. He said, okay, best midfield with all fit. So I'll go first while you lot are thinking. I'm going to have Walcott on the right. I'm going to have Iwobi on the left. And I'm going to have Ramsey and Xhaka in the middle. John?
Mesut 10, Ramsey, Xhaka. I actually think our best midfield would then be Walcott and Alexis on the left-hand side.
Oh, I did mean have Ozil as well playing in the...
Yeah.
I forgot that. I was thinking 4 across the middle, now it's 5. Geoff, what's your midfield 5?
I just think the midfield that we're playing at the moment, really. You could substitute Xhaka with Coquelin alternatively, or whoever's... I mean, I think Xhaka's going to need a little bit more time to really get the gist of it. I'm not sure he puts his foot in enough at the moment, but as is, you could swap them two around.
Oh,
Jace?
That's great. I think Xhaka gets it on his ability, his passing ability. He's up and down. I agree with you and John.
Oh.
It will be for me. I really like it will be, but I'd like us not to put too much pressure on him.
I was thinking a cross between Iwobi, the Ox, and maybe Lucas playing out there. I don't think anyone has dominated that position, and you can't play Iwobi all season. It's not going to be good for his progression as a player, is it?
What he might do is he might when Rambo comes back, he might put him on the right and play Theo on the left.
Hey, do you know what? I think it'd be interesting to see what Theo does on the left at times, because, the
Cut in a lot.
yeah, but you look at what I know you're talking different styles of players, but Bobby Perez, the great right footer on the left-hand side of the park, you look at what it brought to his game. I think on occasion it could be interesting to see. Hey, boys, we've just drawn away from home with Austria.
And congratulations to Ireland, my motherland. They've gone and won 1-0. That's a tight
Good
group,
for them.
Jace. Tight group.
Yeah, an away point, I'm happy with that.
Talking about Theo, he obviously he plied his trade. He learned his trade on the left-hand side, at Southampton.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think we got so many good options, as you say. I really think Xhaka and Ramsey could do something special. But again, I don't care who's playing there as long as we're winning. That's the truth of the matter. Of course, I've got a special place in my heart for Rambo. He's a Welshman, blah, blah, blah.
I noticed.
Well, funny that.
Well,
I hide my
who'd
feelings.
have thought?
Boys, I'm an introvert. You know this. But, it's great to see Santi Cazorla coming back strong after injury. I was really hoping when he zipped that shot then against Courtois, I was really hoping it would go in. We say it time and time again, we're critical of certain players because we expect so much of them. It's lovely when they ram those words back down our throats, as Theo Walcott is doing at his present time. It's great,
Finally, if we can get a word in.
Sorry.
Gimli, and then you can go on to shout-outs, Gimli, and then we're done.
Okay, I would go to Iwobi on the left. I would have Walcott on the right. I would have Xhaka and Coquelin in the middle with Ozil just in front of them. That would be my perfect midfield.
Sure, well, thank you very much, everybody, for your wonderful questions.
Yes, thank you very much for your questions. I'll take over from you now, Danny. You say we're not doing predictions this week?
No point.
Okay, so it's just shout-outs then. And I will go first. And my shout-out goes to a birthday boy, a long-time listener of this show. It's Akib.
When's his birthday?
Happy birthday, Akib!
When is
He
it?
turns
Birthday, Akib. Yeah,
today.
well done.
Today?
He turns 23 today.
Oh, fuck off. He's about 14.
Oh, disgusting. How young is that?
I know, but it made me feel old. And his Twitter handle is at AAQIB_ALYAS. So a happy birthday from all of us at ABW.
Akib!
Akib!
I love Akib. He's a good boy.
He is.
Who's
Danny.
got their phone near their instruments? I can hear it. Put it away.
Not me.
Cheeky
Not
shits. Right,
Sorry.
my one already. Okay, my gentleman's nod. I'd like to say hello to Jason Isaacs and hello to Mark and Simon. They know who they are.
Have you got any Twitter ats, so people know who to follow on Twitter?
It's Mark Kermode and Simon Mayo. People, they don't need ats. They're legends. And everyone at Wittertainment. Oh, I love them.
I wish you'd take this a bit more seriously.
Hello to Jason Isaacs. Hello to Jason Isaacs. That's all I need to say. People will know or they don't know. Get on with it.
Davies.
I'm going to do a Carpenter. I do apologise.
Oh, fuck's sake.
He's had a mention earlier on Mario Rivas. He runs the Full 90 Guna podcast. He's a great guy. Love him. He's a good laugh. Luckily, I have to be asked on there this week.
Well, you should have told me, and we tweeted from the pod account when one of ABW is a guest somewhere.
Do you get asked on podcasts anymore, Danny? I don't get asked.
Well, I was asked to go on John in Miami's Guna one, but he gave me 5 minutes notice. But yeah, that's another very good one.
Yeah.
Don't even get asked.
The other one is Varun Ratra. He goes on. He's on the pod with Mario now and again, and he's at Guna Forever 07. And I have one final shout out. And you're talking of birthdays. Somebody's got a birthday coming up on Monday.
Tony Adams, isn't it? Isn't it?
No.
It is.
I don't care for
50.
Tony Adams'
Oh, it's not
birthday.
Fife, is it?
No.
Cunt has a
Five,
birthday every week.
no. Five's next birthday is week Saturday when I see him.
You got your
And I give
phone
him
near it
Reggie.
again, you little shit. Stop it.
Sorry.
Not me.
It's not me this time. But it's Danny the GFP. It's his birthday on Monday. And how
51?
old
Is it really?
It is indeed, boys.
I shout
It
with
is
Tony
indeed.
Adams.
You're going to take your electric chair out for a spin, Dan?
I can't in the rain, I'll get electrocuted. Be 1066 all over again. Oh dear. Yes. Don't forget it's happy birthday to Tony Adams as well. He'll be 50. Our legendary player is going to be bloody 50. He's 4 years older than me. I'll be 46. If I make it that long, could die in my sleep between now and then. Could have another Nutella accident.
We've had a lot of birthdays recently. Raj,
Yeah.
a big birthday. Fife's had his birthday.
Fife's had about 14 this year. Happy birthday, Fife, if I miss the next one.
Yeah.
He's like the Queen, just better.
Yes.
Jeff.
Posher.
Yes.
Shout out, please.
Potty Mouth Neil. Young lady.
Oh, Nil Star.
Yeah, takes a little bit of stick as it happens from the usual suspects who have got absolutely no respect. And, you know, I'm not going to name her. I won't give them the time.
She
but,
gives it
you
back,
can
though,
work,
doesn't she?
You can work it. Yeah, she does give it back.
Fucking
But,
budget iced tea and that mob.
is
Is that who it is?
Yeah, her Twitter is at NILSTAR1 Nilstar1. But she's a lovely lady. Get in a conversation with her. She's a really lovely lady.
I
Northern
can
girl.
second that. She is a lovely lady. So go and get following. And finally, John.
I'm going to go for the Arsenal Pirate. He's been a bit quiet lately, but it's one of my favourite Twitter accounts. Still have no idea. I'm still convinced it's Mr. Carpenter. That's that's Arsenal_Pirate.
It can't be because Danny has the phone number of whoever it is.
It must be Chris.
I reckon it is Chris.
Chris
It's got to
says
be
it's
Chris.
not him.
I'm not being funny. He walks a plank every week. It's got to be Chris.
That is poverty, though, to create your own mascot, isn't it?
It's better than Indy Chris was.
And how's Colin the wank sock?
Still MIA.
Is he still stuck to the underneath of a bed somewhere?
I've had my bed out since then. He's gone. He
Oh.
never came to Wales with me.
Oh no.
No. This has moved over into mainstream. I'm horrified. Shall I wrap this shit up again then for another week?
Yes.
Oh, hey, boys, we've got to give Arsene Wenger a shout out. 20 years at the club.
20 years. Unbelievable.
A little bit special. isn't it?
1,130 games, 648 wins, 57.3% win ratio. Not too shonky.
Never finished below fourth.
We will never, ever have another manager with the same record or better than Arsene Wenger. Nowhere near it.
Probably because he's going to be manager until the end of time. No one else will get a chance.
Well, it just won't happen, mate. Promise you.
To be fair, I mean, you know, it's bloody impressive, and you know, you've got to give the man credit. He takes an awful, in recent years, he's taken an awful lot of stick when things, you know, we didn't have the greatest season last year. We still finished second. Yes, I believe we should have finished first, and at times I believe it's been the right time for him to leave the club. But you know, when it comes to determination, effort, love for the club, I don't think we'll ever have a manager who feels the way as he does about the Arsenal. And yes, he'll be wrong at times, and he will make his mistakes, but you know, he is a human being, and I think it's a hell of an achievement. It's a massive credit to him, and I think it takes a very special person to be able to do that at such a big club under so much pressure for so long. And I think, you know, for those out there who like to criticise him at the drop of a hat and never give him any credit,
Abuse him, Jason.
yeah,
That's what they do. They abuse him.
I don't want to go to their level on this, to be honest with you, because I think the man he's a credit to himself. He's a credit to the Arsenal. I'd love to see him win the Champions League and another title with us. I really would. But you look at the way he conducts himself. You look at, you know, he's had his family life dragged through the mud. He's had all sorts. And he still stands there and he still does his best for this club. Whether he's right or wrong, I do not care. But if every player who ever wore that shirt put as much effort in as he did, we wouldn't go far wrong. It's, he's a special guy, and it's you just see some of the plaudits that have been handed to him this week in the press. I was watching Match of the Day 2, and that imbecile Mark Chapman was trying to make some stupid.
He's a tit.
He's a prick, but he's trying to make some stupid fucking pathetic point, and you had Steve Bruce's son just looking daft at him, thinking, "You're an arsehole, mate." That you can see the genuine respect.
Bruce, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see the genuine respect most people in football.
He's another spunk boffin, that old boy.
No, to be fair, he was actually quite good to listen to, but Arsene Wenger deserves a lot of respect, and it's just a wonderful achievement.
Well, I think it's okay to criticise him when he does bad, as long as you praise him when he does well, which is the way I go by. I may have been grumpy over the times when he does bad, but I've been sure as hell to say well done when he's done brilliantly. I'm not one of those who's jumping on the wagon going, oh, everything he does now turns to gold.
Yeah, but 20 years. 20 years.
Only got that long for murder. And Nagoya Grampus 8 had never been the same since he left. Nagoya Grampus 7 now. Right, Gim, come on. It's been nearly 2 hours. Jeff's dogs. Are you hungry, dogs? Are they hungry, Geoff? He's on mute again.
He's gone.
He's gone. Dogs have
Jeff's
eaten him.
died of starvation himself.
They're looking at me for cake, mate. They're growling at me for cake. I'm up in the corner here waiting for you to log this off, man.
Go on, Geoff. Get down, dog.
Oh, mention the next week's pod.
Oh, will you do it?
Yeah, you do it. You're the man
Sorry.
at the head of the ship.
Who's pod? Next week's pod.
Yeah. Next week, I'm interviewing Dave Seeger. He's got a book coming out, The Arsenal's Funny Old Game. Part of the proceeds of the book are going to comic relief. He's interviewed all sort of the comedian Arsenal fans, Darryl Breen, Alan Davis, Ian Stone. There's a whole host of names in there. The book launch will be at the Tollington before the Middlesbrough game. So we're doing a quick book review next week. Be talking to Dave about the book, about the process to write the book, etc. What's in it. Try to get a bit of exposure for it, and chatting a bit about the Arsenal as well at the end. And look forward to it. But the book launch is at the Tollington before the Borough game. Please support it. It's £2 from every book purchased will be going to comic relief, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to chat.
Doesn't do this to make himself rich, because the last book he did was brilliant, and he hasn't retired on the profits of that. And this one, he's given some of the profits away, so he does it for the like we do the podcast. He does it for the love of football.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And a swift laugh with some of the people. Yeah, he's met some of the. He said some of the people he's met were wonderful. I spoke to him for a little while earlier this season, and he said some of the people he met were absolute. I think they're all brilliant, but he said that he hadn't met them all by the time I'd spoke to him. So you never know. A couple of them might have been a bit awkward.
We'll find out, Dan. We'll find out.
We'll winkle the truth out of him like an angry whelk.
Get the spotlight ready.
Oh, so what are we doing now then? What is it? Got to mention the blog, haven't we? Shall I mention the blog, Gimli, as you're probably sat on your hands thinking of drugs?
Gone.
Has he gone?
Gone, mate. Fucked
Oh,
off.
fucking hell, look at that. He's allowed himself back in. Right, so this week's blog is by our very own Geoff, Mr. I Smell of Taco and Mincemeat. No, that is me, isn't it? Taco and Old Spice. It's called 38 Points of Light. And as usual, it's a wonderful read. Not that I've read it, but he told me it is, and I believe him. So that's out. If you go to www.bergkampwonderland.co.uk and then go.
And that's the other Geoff. It's not, just in case we've got any new listeners. That's the other Geoff.
You can't write though, can you, Geoff?
Not joined up.
No? Good. Don't need any of that nonsense to confuse you. So that's a blog, and remember every Tuesday, I think there's going to be a small break with this when Geoff's coming over to the sunny UK, and then I think he's actually there might be a bit of a surprise if he does come over. He might come to mine, and we might be doing both of us doing the pod from my house. Hey,
Ooh.
and if any of you others can make it up here, you come up here, Jace. We'll make it a 3-way. Oh, that's all gone wrong. John has got all bloody angry now.
A menage a trois.
Oh, something like that. So yeah, go and look out for that. We've mentioned your interview with Dave coming up. We'll be doing that next Thursday, so it'll be like a normal pod. It won't be live, but it will be out Thursday night. And yeah, I think that's it. Is little Gimli back with us yet? No.
I've tried that, and he's gone.
You might as well wrap it up yourself,
yeah,
Danny boy.
Jesus. No, Jace can, because Jace is a stand-in host. Jace, wrap this lovely adventure up.
Okay, right, guys. Thank you for being here, John. Always good to have you on.
No worries, Jace. Pleasure, mate.
I'm loving the beard, loving it. It made me look a bit wrong, but it's still cool. Geoff, as always, you're an absolute star, mate.
Thank you, mate. Pleasure to be on.
Always love being with you. I'm looking forward to next weekend.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Danny, you have to be here, but thank you anyway.
If you thank Gimli, Gimli might reply. Try it.
Yeah. Gimli, thank you ever so much. You're a lovely man.
That's okay. I loved it. Come on the wheels.
Well done,
bless
Kim.
him.
Well done, Kim.
Oh, well
He'll
done.
return you.
He would.
And thank you all for listening.
And thank you for being here, Jace.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Never at all.
It's international break this week, so no pod other than the book review next week. Thank you, guys. God save the Arsenal. God save Arsene Wenger on his 20th anniversary. See you next time. Take care. Goodbye. Anniversary. See you next time. Take care. Goodbye. Danny.
There you go.
Nanu, cheeky monkeys.
Oi, how dare you? That's copywritten.
You've got to say it.
Nanu,
If you don't say it.
cheeky
Thank you.
monkeys. I don't want to say it all the time. You'd be one of those pricks that every time he comes on a show he has his catchphrase.
Hello.
Plenty of them are-
Hello.
Dom did that to me the other day on the radio show. It's brilliant.
Hello.
If you need to go, Geoff, that's perfectly okay.
Yeah, go on. I'm going to go.
Don't
boys.
you
This is
get
a
having
good
your
show,
legs
lads.
eaten off, as always.
Get
Always a
out there
pleasure,
and
boys.
blast it.
We
God
will
bless
do.
you.
See you in a couple of weeks.
See you Saturday, Jay. God bless, mate. Bye-bye.
Take care,
See you,
bro.
Jeff.
Bye.
Boys, I'm going to have a cheeky fag. I'll be back now.
Okay.
Right, start thinking of names for the show. I'm starting thinking of music.
At one point, Geoff said something about a passenger. How about that song, I Am a Passenger? What was that called?
Iggy Pop.
Wanna get it. Oh, passenger. Oh, I'll have a look now.
And how about
You boys
the
think-
name of it? Don't eat Nutella in bed. The Nutella incident.
Jesus Christ.
Oh dear.
Right, ready to go. Ready to
Right.
go because there's fucking fuck all to read off.
The gist of the Burnley game, Gim. Shit.
Yeah.
Absolute
Okay.
shit.
Is
Are
it
you-
because you're a bit older, Chase, that you have to go for the divorced ones?
She's the same age as me, bitch.
Oh, she's a pensioner.
You cheat. Oh, right. It's your
Divorced
birth-
ones are more fun. I'm younger than Jason. I like divorced ones. I like married ones and all.
Thursday night. Grab a
Not married
granny.
ones and all.
Come on, let's get cracking for fuck's
And
sake.
don't you dare put that on the end of this fucking podcast. Don't
I
you
wouldn't.
dare. Honestly, my parents are ashamed of me enough as it is. Oh,
No, it wasn't saved.
What's wrong?
Oh, Kate's only just deleted this week's notes.
We'll have to wing it, won't we? It'll be all right.
come on, Gim, you can do it.
How did she do that?
Because when she shut down the laptop, she didn't save the file that was this week's notes, and it's obviously deleted it. It's not there.
Have you checked in the documents?
When I do mine, you're not going to want to hear this. I press
I'm going
save
for a leak
after every
whilst you're
line.
trying to find this.